Welcome back to Digimon World 3. We are in the middle of leveling up. In the middle of Central Park, getting all of our Digimon up to level 5 before we continue, which gives them access to their champion form. And I also finally, well, I'm not satisfied with the outcome, but I got it working so that we can speed up and also be moving while we use fast forward. I am incredibly frustrated. I think it's a RetroArch issue. I can't just this one button. If I click the right stick, which I like to bind that, well, I actually bind the back button on my controller, the one that's behind the controller, the rear button. I bind that to fast forward. For some reason, when I hold that button, RetroArch refuses to accept any other inputs. So something is messed up where somehow that is bound to something that causes RetroArch to reject all of the other inputs in the game. Inputs that the controllers make. And it even happens on the RetroArch menu before I get into a game. So really interesting stuff. But all I did is I used the Steam input mapping to bind that to the F key, and then I mapped the F key to fast forward. So it's a very convoluted solution. It's not ideal, and it's stupid that I would have to do that, but I scanned through all of the keybinds in RetroArch, and I didn't find any that were bound to something that would disable input. So I don't know what to do. It's really weird. And this was working fine in previous games. I was playing Digimon World 1 using the same exact settings, and I didn't have this issue. So I can only conclude there might be a bug in RetroArch, or something got messed up. I accidentally clicked something and I don't know what setting could possibly have this issue. Anyway, let's be on with it. Just trying to get everyone up to level 5. Renamon is about to not be able to sustain because he's going to run out of MP. But I'm hoping that he'll be able to start one-shotting people with his regular attack, so we'll see. Nope. Can at least survive a couple hits. Still leveling up. Don't have any way to restore his MP. I guess it's just faster if we go all the way back through the magic of fast forward. This is a lot less annoying. I trust you've heard the music enough, so not exactly an issue that we're hearing the fast-forwarded version. Let's explore if there's anything else in this area. I think pretty much not. But it's recommended. And it's not going to take very long at all to level up. Wow. I think I have the fast forward set so it'll go as fast as it possibly can. Got a sign here? Hey, we can read it. If we stand in the exact right pixel to read the sign. Oh, I should probably talk to some people. Oh, she wants to card battle. This will be a nice diversion. I don't know if we'll be able to win. Well, I don't know how to play, so that's definitely an issue. Hopefully there's not a huge penalty for losing. Load. Well, I want to see what program cards I have. Summon Goburimon. Draw a card. Why wouldn't we want to do this? What is this menu? Hand, field, trash, cancel. Oh, it lets us look at different things. So we can't play that. Is that because we can only play it in the compile phase? I don't think there's much need to swap out cards right now. We can play all of these, right? Oh, we can only play program cards right now. Let's not play any. Summon phase. Now we can summon. We can summon multiple for no cost. Now compile phase. Maybe now we can use that card. Oh, Goburimon. It's the goblin. Well, there's no way we're winning this, right? Because our deck sucks compared to theirs. The most we can do is cycle out our other program card, I guess. Wow, it lets us search our deck completely? I thought it was just a random one. That's really powerful. So we should bring out a zero-cost champion if we can. Who is our strongest? I wanted to look at the field if we can. I guess we can't. What are those icons at the bottom? It says 2. 2 blue. Oh, even if we bring this person out, even if we bring this to our hand, we won't be able to summon it because we're past the summon phase. And now we'll just trash the other one. A deck searcher, that's really powerful. We lose, but our HP wasn't 0. The man said, whoever has 0 HP loses. So what was the point of doing all of that? There's only a single turn, basically. So stuff our deck with good Digimon. This is this is so bad. This doesn't work as a game. Wow. I guess we suck. that was possibly the stupidest card game I've ever played. Mad because bad? What? I didn't want to play again. How did that happen? Oh, it was a random encounter. Happy to oblige. Level 4, almost there. How are we doing on bit? We should definitely 126. Not slowly but surely. They're stingy with the bits. So something I had planned for this series is I just got the new Pendulum color virtual pets. They just came out, new Digimon devices. They are still, for those not in the know, they are still making the Digimon virtual pets. Generally speaking, a lot of them you have to just import from Japan. So that's what I did. And I pre-ordered them like last year, and they finally arrived. And I haven't even taken them out of the box yet because I have too much stuff going on. But I thought that it would be a good opportunity. Maybe I could start the pet, start a hatch, as they call them, and record it. And we could go over what has happened to my pets since at the beginning of every video. I'm not yet set up to do that. Did I see correctly that Renamon had more? Something looked weird. It looked like Renamon had more than their max MP. And by the way, I keep pausing when I am about to say like the pronoun of a Digimon because it's actually not clear necessarily, like who's a he, she, they, like they don't make it clear at all in this game. And yeah, it's a whole can of worms. So I apologize. I'm trying my best, but it's just gonna happen that like it's not clear. What a lot of people do is they and apparently this is what it seems like the translators do. They go based on the voice actors in the shows, but some of the Digimon, and if you haven't seen the show that the Digimon appears in, you won't know. And then Renamon, it's hard to say, but I think it's a lot clearer if you've actually watched Digimon Tamers, that Renamon appears in. Is a bit ambiguous. But you know, that's also a bit presumptuous. Like, just because their voice sounds masculine or feminine, does that mean that's how they want to be called? That it's like I said, it's a whole can of worms, and it's unfortunate that there isn't just like a canon way to refer to them. I haven't seen people getting worked up about this on the internet, so I'm hoping that whatever I say isn't going to be a problem. I tried to research the official Digimon wiki, well, not official, but the most complete Digimon wiki, which is Wikimon, doesn't have any sort of information listed. So, and it's not like Pokemon where, oh, you got the female Pikachu, you got the male Pikachu. Now they can make a Poke Egg. It's not like that because Digimon are like data. And, well, I don't know about the reproductive habits of Digimon. I don't really want to know about that. What I do know is how the virtual pets work. When the Digimon dies, it turns into a Digi-Egg. So it's kind of immortal. But I think trying to read I don't know enough about Digimon. That's what it boils down to. Looks like Renemon's MP makes sense. We just got a lot more from our max went up because of leveling up. Oops. Getting a little bit trigger happy. Making mistakes. And you know what? If somebody is dead set on here's the correct pronoun to use for this Digimon, I won't have any issues with that. I'll happily use it. But I will go based on my own guess. That's all. Or maybe I'll just say they. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go based on what I've seen when other people discuss a particular mon. Maybe I shouldn't keep talking about this. Oh yes, I was going to say, remember, well, this I don't want to assume that everyone has watched every video I've put out. And I wouldn't blame anybody for that. In Death Stranding, I had a lot of moments where I said, like, are we having fun yet? And complaining about the tedium in a game that was supposed to be a delivery simulator, so isn't that supposed to be tedious anyway? But, wow, Renemon's still standing. The way that the tedium worked in Death Stranding made it not fun. And now what I'm doing right now, just mindlessly wandering around, leveling up Kunemon, I can confidently say that I'm enjoying myself a lot more than I did doing a delivery in Death Stranding. And maybe that says more about me than it does about the game. Well, that's not gonna go... Yeah, that's not gonna go well. I don't know much about Kunemon. I don't think I've played a virtual pet that he appears in. So, back to the inn. Well, I suppose the nice thing about nobody watching these videos, which I'm not disappointed about at all, by the way, not being sarcastic, was after all never my intention to be super watched. The nice thing is, less people to be frustrated about how I'm playing the game. Wow, we can actually outpace those blue squares, huh? I should have bought more equipment when we went back into town, but it's okay. At the rate we are going... really need to speed things up. Getting there. At the rate we're going, it probably won't save much trouble. This is a bit of a grindy game, I'm told. Grinding is expected. I'm not that familiar, to be honest, with games this old, JRPGs, RPGs this old, and the conventions I've played a couple Dragon Quest games. I've played Pokemon. I've never really thought of Pokemon as a super grindy game. Dragon Quest, definitely, I remember spending a lot of time grinding metal slimes before big encounters. Also, part of the reason is a lot of times I'm just not that... I didn't put the effort into really optimize my strategies, and sometimes I have to make up for it with grinding, which isn't how I want things to be, necessarily. But I've played also Suikoden 1 and 2. That definitely had quite a bit of grinding in it. And that is a... Oh, level 5, and now we can digivolve to Kunemon. QB. So let's see what that actually means. Map technique status. P digivolve. Okay. Kunemon gets a bunch of stat boosts on top of presumably Renemon's base stats. That's something I wish that we could see directly when a Digimon levels up. We could see how their stats are changing. Or even if they are changing. Anyway, we get Kunemon. And Battle Digivolve on. How does that work? We'll find out. In the meantime, let's get these other Digimon. All kitted out. So that means we're gonna salvage what we can from Renamon. How do we do this? Items? Well, I want to change what's currently equipped. Oh, this is such a weird way to do this. Do we have to go through status? Yes, it's through status. Wow. Oh. I bought dagger. Did I actually mean to buy a spear? I think I did. No, dagger is better than spear, which seems odd to me. Not really intuitive. Spear is a pretty darn good weapon. Can't go wrong with a spear if you know how to use it. So let's equip Kunemon first. Oh man, the fact that we have to see a transition just going into the shop menu is it's painful. So spoiled by how quickly everything loads today with NVMe SSDs. So, equip Kunemon. So we could get some body armor. We could get another weapon. Apparently, it's better to equip 2 weapons than a shield and a weapon. Let's focus on survivability. Why does it default to effects? Or why does it default to details? That's never the first. That's never what you actually care about. Why doesn't it just tell us what they do? Here's an interesting one because... So there's 2 stats, right? And these actually have a bit of a difference. They sacrifice... There's a bit of a trade-off, but one is clearly more expensive. So that's probably the one we should equip. Always get the more expensive armor. We'll go ahead and do that. And equip it to Kunemon. And finally... Kunemon can equip a short sword, even better than a dagger. It does say right or left. Well, why not? Not enough bit, that's why not. Okay. Ugh. So we need just a little more bit. We'll get him that. We'll get him all kitted out. It's a little confusing because Kunemon is clearly holding like a kendo sword. So how is he gonna two-hand? Like how's he gonna hold dual wield weapons? Let's see how he does with just the basic fight command. Pretty tanky. Get 20 bits. We're going hyperspeed mode now. Nope, we're not running away. Too much hyperspeed. Level 3. Ambush. So that's why we've had some of these encounters where we don't get the first attack. I guess I could have just been pumping items into these healing items so that we can avoid a trip to the inn. Because an inn trip is actually fairly expensive compared to just a healing item. So let's go ahead and use that. The main issue I was running into with Kunemon was I was spamming MP attacks, but I could have just used the fight command and it'd go slower a little bit, but we'd have a little more sustain because we don't have any MP replenishing items or abilities. I guess all I can say for how I play is this is how I play games, so this is how I would play this game even if it wasn't recorded. For better or for worse. What do you care, non-existent viewer? Again, I'm not bitter about that. Something I was wondering about, at the beginning of this game we appeared to enter a sort of spherical capsule and then we were transported in to here. So is this technically a VR MMO? Are we actually in VR? Is that what that capsule was? I'm not sure. Since we're here walking around with Digimon, and Digimon generally don't appear anywhere except the digital world, that means we're in the digital world. But unlike what happens in a lot of Digimon media, where you're sucked into the digital world, this time we entered it freely. So I guess that means we are in a kind of VR MMO. Digimon did it first. Kunemon is so agile. It seems like the basic attack can miss, but the other kinds of attacks, like the special attacks, don't seem to miss. I guess we're one-shotting Numemons now. Kunemons. Numemon's a different one. And Kunemon appears pretty early in Digimon World 1 as well. He's sleeping. He's just like sleeping. I remember when you encounter him. He's like at the top of a tree fort, and you have to go find a way to get to him. And it's very unclear because of the way that the rendered backgrounds look. I remember I saw him at the very beginning of the game, and I never figured out how to actually recruit him until much later. Wow, he's hitting hard. And at no MP cost either. That is great. Always ahead of those blue squares. Dino-Humon. Or Dino-Humon. Get. The menus are killing me. How slow they are. Back we go. Oh, no. We don't want to do this first. We want to manage our equipment first. That reminds me about another game that had such unbearably slow menus that I had to put it down. We'll get to that later. I believe we already unequipped Renamon. I do like that we can see directly from this menu what slots actually have things in them. Oops. The idea of Patamon, this cute, the cute Digimon of the original Digimon Adventure, having a dagger and like leather mail and a hide helmet, especially just the fact of him holding a dagger. Like, is he holding it in his mouth? It's a funny image. So he's got his defensive slots equipped. Let's see what else he can equip. Probably just a second dagger. All right. So Patamon is fully kitted out. I don't know if we want to mess with these things. Rings. Those are very expensive, so no. How are we doing on money? Oh, what we actually want to do... Nope. Is we want to start kitting out everybody. So we want to buy helmets for everyone. Can we bulk equip? Excellent. I really like that. I gotta hand it to him. That does make things very convenient. Guess we can only afford one of these for now. Okay. Back we go. Obviously, I'm playing this on an emulator. Oh, the equipment. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. No. Boom bubble. Shoot inhaled air at once. Not after a delay. At once. Kunemon has seen better days. So, the other game I was talking about is... I'm trying to remember the name. There's like a 3 of them now. JRPG originally appeared on, I believe, the Wii? Or was it? Yeah, it must have been the Wii. Xenoblade Chronicles. Yes, I got it long before they re-released it, so it was actually a bit expensive, but I heard it was really good and worth it. So I thought, okay. And it was a pretty fun game. The main issue I had with it is I started having to do a lot of fiddling around with character equipment and stuff, and oh man, the menus in that game, it took so long. There was such a delay opening and closing them that I eventually just got frustrated with the game. I just could not... I did not have the patience. It was just so slow, and things that you would need to do a lot, like re-equipping characters, changing around their equipment, changing around their stats, looking at their abilities, and all sorts of stuff. And especially getting in and out of the menu, it just took so long on the Wii. Because this is back before consoles had, like, SSD storage. Oh no. Things are not looking good. We're gonna be super optimal here. And we're just gonna heal Patamon rather than go all the way back to the inn. Saved some money there. Every bit counts. Oh, I just realized the issue. Patamon's not a very strong attacker, so that's the downside of not going to the inn. Well, I guess we'll do what we can here. No! Because I was holding down when I got into the fight. Okay. Back to the inn. Now this is the classic JRPG gaming experience I've come to know and love. Making repeated trips. Once Patamon hits 5, we'll go buy up remaining equipment, and we'll be on our way. As champions. $700 damage. Way to go. We can look at the others' XP, so around 160 is when they hit 5. Oops. Not long now. This is why I much prefer playing games on an emulator rather than, especially not on console. Some PC games you can still make the game work the way you want it to work. Yeah, that's just how I approach games sometimes. I don't necessarily treat it as a... I'm willing to remove some of the challenge or especially some of the tedium. If a game is challenging, you know, removing the challenge kind of defeats the purpose of the game, doesn't it? Unless you're just really... You've been enjoying a game and then it just got really frustrating and challenging at a point and you just aren't in the mood or aren't in the life situation where you really feel like pressing onwards, but you just kind of want to be done with the game. I can understand cheating in that situation as well. Fast forwarding though, I don't really see that as cheating. It just saves time. Same with save states. I don't like being punished by wasting my time. Like, I don't like games where you have long corpse runs. There's something to be said for the fact that you have to run all the way back. You know, teaching you other skills. It's part of the challenge of the game is how quickly can you get back to where you were and how effectively can you defeat the enemies so you end with more resources. So it's not as clean cut as I may have implied. Clear cut. Oh, come on, surely. Surely we should be... Oh, we can just attack now. Is it 180? Not quite. There we go, level 5. The classic Angemon. Perfect. We're all set, except for equipment. We could definitely do with a bit more in that department. Let's rest up. And I think we'll call it here. We got all of our Digimon trained up to level 5, and eventually we'll be able to see their champion Digivolutions. So with that, I will see you next time on Digimon World 3.